As the final round approaches, championships are extremely close for bikes with stripped fairings as Thundersport GB returns here to Donington Park. This is Thundersport Naked.
Yes, hello and welcome to the Donington Park GP circuit for the final round of Thundersport GB in 2013. The sun is shining, but it is windy out on circuit, ready for our first race. A bit damp out as well after some rain this morning. It's the A&R Racing Street Fighters. We have 4 championships effectively in one here. The Street Fighter A, B and C, and then the overall Street Fighter Extreme. Yesterday we were gifted of a champion already, and the man second on the grid with a pink and yellow helmet, number 38, Scott Adam, was crowned Street Fighter A champion. Well done to you, Scott. But here in this race, Street Fighter B and C can be won, and it looks like the Extreme Championship is going down to the wire, and it's an old face that's got the whole shot down into turn 1 on the brute-powered Triumph. Andy Denyer, former Thundersport Street Fighter champion, here for the weekend, and the Meerkat, as he's known in the paddock, has got the lead here as they dip down into Craner curves. You can see the damp patches on the circuit there. That's Reese Rothwell, the defending Street Fighter A and Street Fighter Extreme champion, in second place. And it's also a warm welcome back to Martin Stanier, who's third there on the GSXR 750. Street Fighter machines here, and Scott Adams just made an aggressive move up the inside there of Stanier to move up into third place. Scott Adam and Reese Rothwell have been at it all season long, and Reese Rothwell, despite losing out on the Street Fighter A Championship, has said that this year has brought him on a lot as a rider. He's enjoyed the competition despite losing his crown, although he is in a good position at the moment to try and take the Street Fighter Extreme Championship. Now that is a championship that takes into consideration all of the points from what you see, so the overall result and all categories of machines are completely erased. Street Fighter A for the larger machines, Street Fighter C, the smaller capacity, usually Supermotos and Thundersport 500s, and then Street Fighter Bs somewhere in the middle. Into Goddard's then, the final turn, and it is Andy Denyer that leads at the end of lap 1 ahead of the defending champion Reese Rothwell in third, Stanier fourth place at the moment. There is Scott Adam in fifth, just in the background there, the yellow machine, number 911, is Adam Sheriff on the Honda 500. He can be crowned Street Fighter B champion here. All eyes out for his title rival in this one, Ryan Strafford, number 57, who's been on great form so far this season. I meant CBR 600, sorry, for Adam Sheriff. Out there at the moment, there he goes, under the Starkey's Bridge and up towards Schwantz Curve. And Andy Denyer here, despite getting a really good start, is coming under a bit of pressure now from both Reese Rothwell and Martin Stanier, who's just for now got his nose up ahead of Scott Adam. It's been a good end to the season, actually. Some close racing between these machines. 2 Triumphs in first and second, but then the 2 Suzukis of Stanier and Scott Adams. Stanier is on the white machine there, number 121, as the leaders come through the foggy S's. So those 4 in front, Street Fighter A machines, they've got more available power compared to Adam Sheriff, who's currently in 5th, but not being dropped off at all. There is a change for the lead as Reese Rothwell, last year's champion, moves out into first place ahead of Andy Denyer. And here comes Stanier. Nice clean move that from Martin Stanier. Saw the gap, he's taken it, he moves up into second place. So Denyer, in a matter of 2 corners, has gone from first to third, and it looks like Scott Adam is hungry to move ahead of him also. In the background, it is still Adam Sheriff that has the Street Fighter B lead. Good start also for Dave Palfreman, number 72. His brother Adam is out racing this weekend also, and be able to see him in the Thundersport 500 race that we've got coming up for you after the break. And in Street Fighter C's, well, after a decent few results yesterday and throughout the season, number 115, Keith Warren, out there on the motocross bikes KTM 690. He only really needs a couple of points here in this race just to be crowned champion. And to say that he's just come past the commentator's box cruising is an understatement. He's just making sure that he finishes. One man that's not, though, is the Street Fighter A champion, and that's it, and he stomps away. Scott Adam there has gone down. That's a shame for him. At least he's wrapped up the Street Fighter A championship, but what that does do is opens the door for Reese Rothwell now in Street Fighter Extreme. There are only a handful of points between them going into this. In fact, what it means is that no matter what happens in this race now, it will go down to the final race. Now, we won't be showing you the final Street Fighter race of the season here on Motors TV. We've got this race 1 for you. If you want to see how that one goes, you have to tune into the Thundersport iPlayer, thundersportgb.com. But back at the front of this one, Martin Stanier leads. What a good start to the race it's been for Martin Stanier. Reese Rothwell, number 9, in second as they come up to some traffic already. That's Josh Kent on the Honda CBR 500. They're just putting a lap on. He's a Street Fighter C class runner. Oh man, such a shame for Scott Adam. And in fact, on that last lap, Ryan Strafford didn't go round. Ryan Strafford, number 57, who's had such a great ending to the season, he's gone off. And reports that he may have gone off over at Goddard's. And that means that Adam Sheriff is crowned Street Fighter B champion. So a dramatic first half of this race here in the A&R Racing Street Fighters. Well done to you, Adam Sheriff. I wonder if he's aware, because he was already leading Street Fighter B. Now, the only way that Adam Sheriff is going to know that he's the champion is if he actually goes around another lap and sees Strafford sitting on the tyre wall over at Goddard's. So Strafford is the champion. Down the back straight for the overall race leaders, it's Martin Stanier here, number 121 versus Reese Rothwell. Suzuki versus Triumph. It's a tuned Triumph, that one, with flat bars, and then of course the Suzuki GSXR 750 with flat bars. But you can see from this race that they're pretty equal in terms of speed, and it's just going to be down to talent, this one. Martin Stanier, who's been in a couple of classes over the years in Street Fighters, not always attended every single round, but he's always been there or thereabouts, and he's always picking up trophies. Reese Rothwell, of course, been with Thundersport for a couple of years now. It's always great to have him in the paddock. He's still, despite the fact that he seems to have been around forever at Thundersport GB, he's still very young, and he's got plenty of years ahead of him as they go down into Redgate here. And that was a good lap there from Reese Rothwell, a 41.4. I've got to tell you that the lap record has been just about taken there. Yep, that's 41.6 from Plaskett was the best. Yesterday, Rothwell stuck in an awesome lap time to absolutely obliterate the lap record. So Rothwell here perhaps not going quite as quick as he can do. He might just be weighing up Stanier, and Stanier runs extremely wide there down into McLean's. He's having a look over his shoulder, but that allows Reese Rothwell, that's as easy overtaking manoeuvre as Reese Rothwell's ever going to have. And I'm just wondering now whether Martin Stanier's got some sort of problem here. He was looking down at his bike, and he looks like he's regrouped as they head onto the back straight. But that was just an open invitation there for Reese Rothwell, and he didn't need asking twice. So Rothwell leads, and this will do him a few favours in the Street Fighter Extreme Championship. He came into this weekend 10 points behind Scott Adam, but after a great day yesterday, and with Scott going out earlier on in the race, Reese looks like he might just take that as they come up to put a lap on another Thundersport Street Fighter regular, Andy Castle, number 45. They've just put a lap a little while ago on Dave Grace. Checkered flag is out though, and Reese Rothwell takes the win, and that takes the Street Fighter Extreme Championship to the final round. Stanier takes second. It is going to be Andy Denyer third, although he's a good 12-13 seconds behind. Adam Sheriff is Street Fighter B winner. He takes fourth place overall, and that is the Street Fighter B Championship for the Sheriff. Dave Palfreman is in fifth overall, but second in the B class. Then it's Mick Riddle, Richie Harrison, John Tomlinson, Ed Crump and Duncan McMillan win Street Fighter C race, but Keith Warren has finished fourth in the class and is crowned Street Fighter C champion. So well done, Keith Warren. Wow, lots of champions crammed there over the space of those 7 laps here. And that is the final standings overall. Reece Rothwell there, taking a decent advantage over Scott Adam. Gordon Wright in third, ahead of Sheriff, Strafford, Stanier, Pelferman, Richard Harrison, Mick Riddle and John Tomlinson. Well, let's catch up with the winner then. Street Fighter C, Duncan McMillan.
First position in Street Fighter C, Duncan, a really good race for you. How was the track out there? Was it tricky conditions?
I thought it would be a bit damper than it was. I put a front wet in and then halfway through the race 3 or 4 lads crashed and my front started to slide a bit, so backed off a bit, and then Andy Driver caught me up and then I just got him on the line in the last race. The same yesterday with the racing, so close. Yesterday was like half a second every race, so a second yesterday win and then a win today, so really happy.
Can't be too bad. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, Alistair at G-Main Motorcycles, Matt, my mechanic, who's always here, he's a great help. And anybody else has helped me out, you all know who you are.
Well done to you, Duncan. Now what about Street Fighter B champion? It's the Sheriff.
Street Fighter B winner, Adam Sheriff, a brilliant race for you there. You've taken a championship win and a win in your class. You must be over the moon.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it, well pleased. Yeah, say I've done it all with a disability as well, with just breaking with my thumb. It's a massive achievement, just proves that, you know, everything's possible if you put enough effort in.
Your competitor, Ryan Strafford, unfortunately came off in that race. Did you see anything at all that happened?
Well, I looked down at his tyres when we were on grid, could see he'd got a wet front and knew straight away what wrong choice. It was bone dry, really track, so I just knew he wouldn't be able to keep up. So we just went, you know what I mean, and that was it. It was plain sailing, really.
Just looked ahead. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, big thanks to L Levers, Guy in particularly. Silk Clean Oils, they've been a massive help, couldn't have done it without them. Nitro Helmets, my wife and kids, Wayne and Michelle, everybody else who's helped me through here.
Well done to you, Adam. And now let's catch up with the race winner overall, Reece Rothwell.
Street Fighter A winner goes to Reece Rothwell. Reece, that was a close race for you there with Martin. You're normally battling with Scott, but you've got a few other people who are on your tail.
Yeah, it's Matt has been riding really well this weekend. He's obviously, I know he's had a few back problems throughout the year, but he seems to be back on track now. So it's good to have another rider up front. As far as the race goes, it was a case of tyres really. I think the right tyre choice would win the race. So we were just sort of dabbling between a wet front or a dry front. But a few minutes before the race was out, we put the dry front on it. Chose to be the right tyre to go on.
Seems to be. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank GhostBikes.com. Everything they've given me over the years has sort of brought me where I am today. And obviously my dad and my parents, everyone that helps me get here the weekend. So big thanks to everyone really.
Well, that's it for race 1. Join us again after the break and we'll show you action from the HMT Racing Thundersport 500s. Welcome back to Thundersport Naked here at Donington GP Circuit. The HMT Thundersport 500's on the grid. There's Matt Schillings, number 24, third in the championship. Number 100 here, Neil Bainbridge, who's been so consistent throughout the year. But we do have a champion. He was crowned here yesterday, the Stinger Shelton. He's won the majority of the races. He is such a talent, and he is on pole position. But we have got 37, yes, 37 Thundersport 500s on the grid, and the lights go out as they head down towards turn 1. We saw from that race earlier on a few damp patches, but wet tyres really not the choice, as Reece Rothwell pointed out, into turn 1. No surprise to see Adam Shelton it is that leads. These races this weekend have been very, very close. Shelton had to get the job done yesterday. He was desperate to make sure that he got it wrapped up before today, and he's done so. So maybe a bit of pressure off the Stinger Shelton, but certainly as the TV cameras are out here, he'll want to put in a decent performance to round off the year. Still looking for sponsorship, I understand, for next year. He wants to take on the Thundersport Superstock 600 Championship, so he's looking for as much help as possible, and I couldn't really recommend him enough. He's a great young rider, as is Matt Schillings there, number 24. Really has come on towards the end of this season, but Despite the fact that Shelton is the champion, we can't go without mentioning Neil Bainbridge, number 100. So consistent. When others have fallen, he's been there to pick up the pieces, and it's, well, to be honest, credit to him for actually taking this championship down to the final round. It should have been over months ago. Oh, there's a few riders taking some rather wide and strange lines down into the foggy S's, and Bainbridge here slams it up the inside of Adam Shelton down into the Melbourne Loop. These three riders really have been the class of the field this weekend. Keep a little beady eye out in the background there, though, for number 13, Richard Blunt, who is in pretty decent form, it's got to be said. Richard Blunt, a good rider, looking to wrap up another championship here at Thundersport with the Golden Era Superbikes. Rob Morby in 5th place, just in the background with a black helmet, yellow spots, number 53, White Machine. He is the Senior Cup champion. That's a championship within the championship, effectively, for riders aged over 40. He's had a great year this year. He's just going to lose out, though, 3rd in the championship to Matt Shillings, who's in 3rd place overall. Matt, who's also taking part in the Triumph Young Guns this weekend here at Donington Park. But, well, it'll be interesting to see what Neil Bainbridge is going to be getting on next year, whether he'll look to try and enter this championship again. We know that Shelton and Shillings are looking to move on, and Bainbridge has slipped down to 3rd. A nice move up the inside there from Matt Shillings into McLean's as they go up to Coppice Corner here. It's Shelton, the champion, that leads from Shillings now, number 24, and 100, Neil Bainbridge. Bainbridge easy to spot. He's got the white helmet. And then just falling back a bit, the battle for 4th place between Richard Blunt and Rob Morby. Down the back straight, they're 3 abreast, and Adam Shelton has gone from 3rd to 1st to 3rd as both Bainbridge and Shillings managed to go through, and now Shillings fancies a look up the inside, but it's not working. Bainbridge really late on the brakes there, and now Shelton going around the outside. Oh, what fabulous racing. These Thundersport 500s have brought us over the years here at Thundersport GB. Of course, they're not all Hondas. This weekend, of the 37 starters, there's another change there. Shillings is getting aggressive. There's one Kawasaki out there. This is a class eligible for Kawasaki's and Suzuki's, hence why it's called Thundersport 500s and not Honda 500s. But some great talent all the way through the field. Budget racing. And that's Richard Blunt. Good luck there from Richard. He's just closed the gap a tiny bit to the front guys. Further back we've got Matt Bilton, Carl Smalley, Gareth Thomas having a decent run. Rob Morby, as I've already mentioned, but there is Richard Blunt, number 13, rider from Elvedon, the Portico GB Racing Honda, and then Morby just behind him from Derby. So this is very much his home race on the Racing Lines Honda. And he's the leader of the Senior Cup race. A few names that are further back that I expected to see are maybe a bit more aggressive. Adam Horton, not quite as strong as he has been in rounds gone by. He's up in, he's currently in 10th place. We've got Phil Brown there, Jonathan Perry, Alan Brookbanks. Alan Brookbanks currently 2nd in the Senior Cup, but look at these 3 at the front, elbow to elbow for the 500s. Who's your money on to get into the foggy S's? It's going to be Bainbridge just ahead of Shillings and Shelton. What a fabulous final race the 500s are bringing for us here of 2013, and as it stands, Adam Shelton is going to lose out, but anything can really happen. Of course, all of these machines are looked after by the riders themselves, but there is, of course, brake horsepower limits, and they are all pretty much identical machines, give or take a few suspension tweaks, not that you can make many, as they tip into the final turn onto the start-finish straight. Great to see this. Now, the fact these 3 have been battling has just allowed Richard Blunt maybe to have a sniff at joining in. It's Bainbridge that leads, number 100, who's going to finish as the runner-up in the championship. Adam Shelton, the champion, now up into 2nd place. And in 3rd is Matt Shillings. Lap times are 51 flat that time for Adam Shelton. And it's not quite on lap record pace. They were on quicker pace yesterday when Shelton managed to wrap up the championship, but as they go into the old hairpin, Adam Shelton there, the yellow bike, number 61, just taking the wider approach into the old hairpin, which will give him some excellent drive up the hill into Starkey's Bridge. And is he going to have a look up the inside into Schwantz Curve? No, he's not. They go into McLean's. It's still Bainbridge, Shelton and Shillings. What a race we're seeing here between these three. Shillings has a look over his shoulder. He'll be able to see Blunt there, but he's not quite close enough to make a challenge just yet. Blunt has dropped Rob Morby. And, well, is Rob Morby still there? Where has Rob Morby gone? He's disappeared. So oh, there he is. Number 53, he's gone down. Nice to see him up there helping the marshals push the bike. He's a good bloke, is Rob Morby. That's nice to see. You don't always get that. Riders tend to strop off and go and sit on a tyre wall, but Rob's gone off and he's helping the marshals out there, pushing the bike back to safety. That's a shame for Rob here. Senior Cup champion, not able to finish. Look at the front here. Oh, Shelton and Bainbridge. No love lost. And they've got the legs out like MotoGP riders as they head down into the Melbourne Loop and up towards the final turn. Oh, this is going to be a thriller. You know, despite the fact that Shelton has won the championship, he won't want to be beaten by Bainbridge here in this final race. And look at Richard Blunt now. He's right on the tail. Number 13 of Matt Shillings, number 24. Now with Rob Morby having gone down, that's allowed Carl Smalley up into 5th place ahead of Gareth Thomas and Alan Naylor. Horton's in 8th ahead of Brown, Perry, Brookbanks, Kay, Liddell, Clegg. Dominic Clegg is back with us. Nice to have him back. And Adam Pelferman is, that makes up your points finishers at the moment. And as they go down Craner curves, a lovely move there from Shelton. That's big and brave. That's probably flat out on a 500. It's Shelton that leads now from Bainbridge and Shillings. That's actually your top 3 in the championship. So it's an excellent drive there from Neil Bainbridge. I've got to tell you, Richard Blunt is not afraid of a move or two. And now look at him, he's coming around the outside as they go up towards McLean's. What a move by Richard Blunt. He's gone from 3rd. He's seen the opportunity and he's getting himself, well, stuck in here. Oh no, and he's gone down up into Coppers. That's a quick place to come off. Has he just got caught up or tangled with another rider? It's a blind entry to that. It's nice to see that he's up. He's okay. He's going to help the marshals. Oh, shame there for Blunt. What a move. He's gone from hero to zero there. But look at the leaders. Oh, this is epic stuff from the Thundersport 500s here on Motors TV as they head down towards the Melbourne Loop. That you really would be quite stupid to put any money on one of these guys at the moment. There's just no knowing who's going to win it. Bainbridge currently has the lead ahead of Shillings. They've got, what, about half a tenth over Adam Shelton, which is as big as margin we've seen all the way through this race. And as we go into the hairpin there, I do hope they're not spots of rain we're seeing on the camera lens. On to the start-finish straight we go. It's Bainbridge from Shillings and Adam Shelton. Not long to go here at all. And they head into turn 1. And around the outside into Redgate. What a move by the champion, Adam Shelton. That corner there at Redgate does tighten up on you. Now that would have scared the living hell out of Matt Shillings in 3rd place, but Shelton is doing everything he can here to win. He's gone from being quite a bit back at the Melbourne Loop to moving up into 2nd place and is now charging down, trying to chase the tail of Neil Bainbridge. Wow, what entertainment the top 3 in the championship are giving us here. Who is going to get the advantage? Bainbridge has probably spent more time out front than any other rider. Shillings has been desperately trying to get himself into the frame, but he just seems to be struggling a bit on certain areas around the circuit, but certainly none of them struggling here as they go down the back straight. It's Bainbridge with the advantage. Shelton in 2nd place. Matt Shillings in 3rd place. Shillings there, number 24. The rider from Howden down into the Melbourne Loop. No one's going to be doing any overtaking here, but it was, look at that. Backing it into the Melbourne Loop there was Adam Shelton, and he's given himself some good drive. He might not be close enough to make a move though into Goddard's, and these two guys have just nudged themselves a tenth or so clear of Matt Shillings now. We're not getting too many laps left of this race, and the last lap flag is out as they come across the start-finish line, and Shillings has got to do something about this. Adam Shelton has had enough, and he's going to pull out of the slipstream here, and the champion is going to move into the lead down into Redgate Corner. He's got the inside line, and he does the job, but is he going to run wide? Bainbridge is keeping the power on. This one's not over yet. Shillings, oh, he's just fallen back at the wrong time. He's got a lot of work to do here, but look at these two at the front. First and second in the championship. The championship's already settled, guys. They're already guaranteed first and second, but they want this race win here at Donington Park GP circuit, and that's brilliant exit there out of the old hairpin from Neil Bainbridge. And as they go around Schwantz Curve, they're side by side. Bainbridge has the inside line, but he can't quite get past Adam Shelton. These guys are at tipping point. They are literally riding to the edge, and that Shillings is now coming into play. Has he got something to say at the end of this race as they tip into Coppice and head down the back straight? Now then, it's all about getting in the slipstream, and Bainbridge looked like he was almost about to hit Shelton up the rear there. I wonder if Shelton missed a gear or something. Look at them weaving, and they are three abreast as they go down into the foggy S's. It's going to be Bainbridge that has the advantage at this point, but there's still a couple of crucial corners to go. And now here comes Shillings up the inside from third. No, he can't quite do it. It's big and brave from Shelton, the champion, and Bainbridge runs wide now, and Shillings is up into second. This is excellent racing. All of these guys deserve to win. Shillings is going to lose out by the looks of things, or is he? As they go down into the Goddard for the final time, and the champion Adam Shelton puts the stamp on it, and he has won here as they come up to lap. What a race that was from our Thundersport 500s. Adam Shelton, Neil Bainbridge and Matt Shillings take a bow. That was classic racing. That's the best race of the year from these guys, and every single one of them surely will have enjoyed that. Probably not quite as much as Adam Shelton would. Bainbridge is probably thinking, what have I got to do to win races here this year? Shelton wins a brilliant race here at Donington ahead of Neil Bainbridge. Shillings in third ahead of Bilton Smalley, Gareth Thomas, Alan Naylor, Adam Horton, Phil Brown and Jonathan Perry. Well, that's a confirmation of the championship points overall. Good effort there from Bainbridge. He wasn't that far behind Shelton in the end, but Shelton is the champion ahead of Bainbridge, Shillings, Morby fourth, and Richard Blunt finishes in fifth place, level on points with Carl Smalley. So let's catch up with the riders on the podium. First up, the Seniors Cup, and the winner overall is Donkey Box Racing's Phil Brown.
First place in the 500 Seniors. Phil, a good race for you. How was it out there on the track?
A little bit windy, to be fair, and for a bloke of my mass, you know, you need to be able to tuck in. And down the back out to Coppice, if you lost the wheel, that was it, game over. Managed to get into a small group of 4 riders, and to be fair, it was just fighting all the way around. Fantastic race for all the team, really. Just like to say a big thank you to Niels Autos, who managed to prep the bike after Thursday. We had a big off and smashed it to pieces. Without him, I think we'd be in big trouble.
And now, what about the champion of 2013 overall? What a race for the Stinger, Adam Shelton.
First position overall, and now the 2013 champion, Adam Shelton. Adam, it wasn't an easy race, that one, was it at all?
No, to be fair, I'm so happy that the season closes with races like that, because that's what makes it the most fun, you know. But I got a bit sketchy towards one point where there's like bits of water going all over your visor, and you're just telling yourself the still grip, but obviously these guys don't want to stop pushing, so you just got to carry on and go for it. But yeah, I'd like to just dedicate it to my dad, because he's like just been amazing all year. So thanks, Dad, and everybody you see here. That's brilliant. And can I just say as well, if you're thinking about racing and you're having trouble with the money, just do this. It's like the best thing you can do for yourself, honestly. CB 500 or Thundersport 500, it's so good and fantastic field. So yeah, thanks a lot. All right.
Well, you're dead right there, Adam, and those of you that want to join us next year for more racing like that, we'll see you in 2014, but it's bye for now.